What is going on YouTube? Omega B here with you, and today I'm bringing you a draft analysis for the UPC. As I may have mentioned before, I did want to get back into Twitter, and Tyler, aka Fanbase, was kind enough to let me back into the UPC for this next upcoming season, which is going to be on Showdown. So, yeah, we're also going to be doing the Wi-Fi season that'll come up after this, so should be fun, but this is just a little way for me to get back into competitive mons, seeing as I took a little bit of a break, and to be able to get to know a couple of the new mons that are out there. So I'm trying to mix it up a little with my draft, getting some things that I'm comfortable with, some things that I haven't played with before, and some things that maybe I just don't even know how to use. So yeah. So let's start off with our first pick here. My first pick was Jirachi. Jirachi, obviously a mon that I've used before and I'm fairly comfortable with using actually. Yeah, I can think of a couple different sets that I can use with it, and I felt it was a pretty good mon to pick up first round. It was still there, so I figured why not. Alright, second pick of the draft was actually Tapu Fini. This is probably my favorite of the Tapus. I don't really have a reason as to why, but it does get access to defog. It can be fairly bulky, and it's a water fairy type, which makes it just a bit on the bulkier side compared to other things. Generally water fairy types are pretty bulky, which I'm okay with, and I actually really like this mon. Now, I did draft it last time that I had a draft, but I didn't get to use it, so I'm not fairly 100% comfortable with it. But I do think that I can think of some good sets with it and hopefully make it work. Alright, next up we have Volcarona. Yeah, this is a mon that I've never used before. I know it can be a little fragile at times, but I've also seen it run as a fairly bulky mon, and I do think that so far with Jirachi and Tapu Fini it works out fairly well. So I think it was a good pickup for round 3 there. Alright, so now after doing fairly well my first 3 rounds, my draft started getting a little weird here. In the 4th round, I took Tornadus Incarnate. I couldn't really tell you what I was thinking taking it. Like, I do like using this one, and I've had some fairly good success with it. So I'm not upset that I took it at all. I'm just wondering why I took it here instead of taking it later in the draft where I could have taken it. So, you know, yeah, it's a really versatile mon. It has a lot of different movesets that I can use and whatnot, so we'll see what goes on there. My next pick was Incineroar. Never used this before. I just saw it on there and forgot that Volcarona was a fire type already, so I went ahead and picked it up. Like, it is a fire dark type, which might come a bit in handy, but I'm also not sure if I'm sold on actually having 2 fire types. If you've seen some of my previous drafts, I'll have maybe 1 fire type on the team, same with dragons and fairies. I generally just don't draft them that often. Like, it's not that I don't like them, it's just I feel that other things can cover them, so I don't see the need of drafting them all the time. And my next pick, we took Mega Beedrill. I kind of messed up here. This was kind of on an impulse. I didn't really check on Mega Beedrill's stats. Like, I've used it before, and I know it's a really good mon to use, but I kinda thought that it had access to Leech Life, which I was like, okay, cool, I can draft Mega Beedrill and have a Leech Life, but it doesn't get access to that, which kinda bums me out now. But, you know, it's too late to change my draft, my Mega. Maybe if someone wants to trade it later on, I can make a trade for it, but for now I'm kinda stuck with it. It's fine because there's so many fairy types out there. The poison typing really helps out with that, so yeah, kind of stuck with Mega Beedrill for here, but it's not the worst Mega to have. I can definitely see it doing some work with Jirachi and Finny being on my team as well, so definitely not the worst thing in the world for me. Alright. Up next, I did take Rotom. Again, this is a mon that I am familiar with. I have used it before, and I thought the electric and grass typing just really paired up well with most of the rest of my team. It helps me get a bit of variety in there. It has access to Volt Switch. It can heal with Pain Split, so yeah, I like taking this mon, and I already had 2 fire types, so there was no point in taking Rotom Heat at that point. Next up, we have a very familiar face, one of my personal favorite mons to use in a draft, Regice. I know that a lot of people think it's a trash mon, but that special defense is just really good to have all over the place. It really can take hits for days on the special side, and if you make it a fully defensive one, it can just take hit for days. Or you can make it a tank with going into a special attacking Regice, and it's just a mon that I feel really comfortable using. I know what situations it can help me out in, and I just wanted to use it. Next up, I decided to kind of be a little bit of a dick here. I took Togekiss. So yeah, I have 2 mons with Serene Grace on the team that can cause flinches. It was still available at this point, and I don't know, I was just like, well, I can be a dick, why the hell not, right? Someone's gotta do it, so yeah, really the only reason I took Togekiss was to be a dick and have 2 mons that can flinch my opponents to death. That's the only reason why I took it. I'm not even gonna try to hide that. Next up, I took Hitmonlee. Never used this thing. I've seen it used fairly well before, so I think I can make it work. But it has a pretty good attack, and its special defense isn't too bad at all. It's not going to take a hit on the physical side at all, but yeah, special defense is base 110, and then with the Unburden boost, speed goes up, so pretty decent mon to use. Then last but not least, Togedemaru. Never used this before, an electric steel type. Hopefully it works out for me. I don't know. I just really don't know what this thing can do. I know it has access to Volt Switch. I know it has some type of shield that it can use. Has the Iron Barbs. Like, its stats aren't great, but I mean, it's a tier 5, so it's not expected to do too much at all times. So we'll see what I can make it work. But yeah, that's my draft for the UPC this season. Again, I really couldn't tell you what I was thinking. I really had no plan on this. I kind of just drafted on the go. So hopefully it works out for me, and I'll see you guys during the battles. Later.